All right, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be doing Chapter 8, Lesson 2.1. How can I answer the questions using statistics? Statistics or statistical questions is a phrase that we hear in a lot of different things or different scenarios in our life. All of the collecting, organizing, analyzing, interpreting, and presenting data you have done so far is called statistics. Statistics is an important branch of mathematics. It also allows you to make conjectures about data sets and populations. It allows you to report overall trends instead of just guessing what is happening. Can you think of ways that you have used statistics in your daily life? The basic statistics you have learned so far is useful in many parts of everyday life. If you want to buy a pizza for your school pizza party, for example, you can use statistics to make a good estimate of how many pizzas to purchase so that everyone gets enough to eat and there is not much left over. How can you go about doing this? One way is to take a survey and ask a statistical question. So statistical questions are questions that have answers with variability, meaning questions that are going to give us some differences. So for example, how tall are you is not a statistical question because there's only one answer to it, and you would not expect various answers. However, if we ask the question, how tall are the students in our class, this is a statistical question because you would get a variety of different answers from the students in our class. So going back to the pizza party, if I said, what kind of pizza would you like? Then you might say pepperoni or sausage. But which is a non-statistical question. There's only one answer. I ask you, you give me your answer. But if I say, what type of pizza would the students in our class want for the pizza party? Some people are going to say cheese, some are going to say pepperoni, some are going to say barbecue chicken. Those are giving us a variety of different answers, leading to a statistical question. Okay? If you think about stats in baseball, you don't just collect data for one day and say this player's stats are this baseball on this one day. You collect information about a wide variety of things. Okay? And all together collectively that tells you what that player's stats are, what that team's stats are. So for question 71, it says read each question below and decide if it is a statistical question. So I want you guys to pause the video and I want you guys to letter A through I on your paper. I want you guys to think about is it a statistical question or is it a non-statistical question? So you guys are going to write statistical or non-statistical next to each of these. As a review, a statistical question is a question where you will get more than one possible answer. A non-statistical question is when you ask somebody and there's only one answer possible. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video, letter A through I, and go ahead and write statistical or non-statistical. All right, so let's see how you guys did. So how old are you? Is that a statistical question or a non-statistical question? The answer would be, it is a non-statistical question. Okay, reason being is that if I ask you how old you are, you're going to give me one answer. I don't expect that you guys are going to have a different answer. Question B, how many books did each student in your school read last year? This is a statistical question because we would assume that we are going to expect some students are going to read 0 books last year, and some are going to read many, many books. So we're going to get a variety of different answers there. So that is a statistical question. Question C, what is your favorite color? No, that is not a statistical question. I ask you what's your favorite color, you tell me blue. That's one answer. I'm not expecting a bunch of answers. Question D, how many days are in a week? No, that's not statistical because there's only one answer. There's 7 days in a week. Letter E, what is the batting average of a Major League Baseball player? Yes, this would be statistical because it combines a lot of different information. Letter F, how many points did the basketball team score during their last game? No, this is not statistical because there's a definite answer. We're not expecting to get a different number of points for that basketball team if we're looking at the same game. Letter G, how much cereal is in a box of Tasty Squares? No, this is not statistical because again, we don't expect to get a variety of different answers. H. How long does it take for a student in your class to get to school? Yes, this is statistical because again, we all live different amounts of time, different distances from the school, so we are going to expect to have different answers for that question. And then letter I, what does the capital mean? No, this is also not statistical because there's only one answer to the capital mean. Think to yourself, what is the capital mean? The second part of this question said, if possible, reword the question so that it is a statistical question. So I went ahead and highlighted the different questions that were non-statistical. Again, questions that we would ask somebody and assume that we would only get one answer to that. The ones that are non-highlighted are considered statistical questions because we would expect a variety of answers. The second part of this question is, if possible, reword the question so that it is a statistical question. So how can we reword these yellow highlighted ones to make them possible to be statistical, meaning we're going to get a variety of different answers. So go ahead and again pause the video and reword some of these questions. For example, how old are you? Okay, if I ask you how old you are, you're going to tell me how old you are. But if we say, how old are the students in your school? Or how old are the students in your class? Or how old are the people in your family? That's going to elicit different responses that are not the same. What is your favorite color? So again, pause the video, we'll start with that one and see how can you reword these to make them statistical. And some of them may not be possible to reword. And think about what types of questions those are. So question C, what is your favorite color? We can rewrite that as what are the favorite color of the students in our class? Or again, what are the favorite colors of students in our school or in your family? Letter D, how many days in a week? That's not a question that we can really reword to get different answers because it has a definitive answer. There's 7 days in a week, so we can't even rewrite that to become a statistical question. Letter F, how many points did the basketball team score during their last game? So we can rewrite that to be how many points does the basketball team score during each game? Because that would interpret that there's more than one game that they're collecting information from. Letter G, how much cereal is in a box of Tasty Squares? So we can reword this to say how many ounces of cereal are in a specific size box, like a regular size box or a family size box. And then letter I, what is the capital mean? This is not going to be able to be rewritten again because there's only one answer to that question. All right. So we want to think about all the different things that we collect data on in our day-to-day life and what types of questions are statistical and which ones are non-statistical, meaning which ones are going to have a variety of answers that we're surveying people for and which ones have definitive, only one answer. So for the remainder of the lesson, you guys are going to refer to the Google Slides to find out what your next steps would be. If there are questions, please let me know. And please make sure to review again what a statistical question is given on the top of your slide right here. Thank you very much. Have a good day.